Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
So getting proper education is kind of important on how to use this stuff, and that's why I like today's presentation. We didn't go into multiple things. We talked about some seasonalities of coming up, price patterns, and how these pivot points and things are lining up in certain markets right now. So, folks, if you want further education, by all means, come visit my website, without a doubt.
So, John, just to reiterate, National Futures, all the folks can go there and learn more about seasonality, correct?
That is correct, or at least find out information, as you can see, through some of the products that we have. And a lot of different things like the pivot point calculator is free. We have a Fibonacci calculator. We have many articles that were written that are free. Download, doesn't require any information, www.nationalfutures.com. Back to you.
Great job, John. I really, as I said, every time I learn something new, and like you said, risk and reward is probably the most important thing for all traders. If seasonality is going to help you have a view, that's great. And as you said, sometimes this isn't going to work, but you know what? You're better off knowing that this is out there because it might create a nice setup for you. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely, and at least if you know that it didn't work, I could say, well, listen, at least I feel a little bit better. It didn't work a little out of my butt. Can you imagine looking at this in these seasonalities and say, why didn't I do that trade? It was there. I mean, and you sit there and you miss opportunities, nothing's a guarantee. It's just we're trying to improve our odds. Going to Vegas and playing blackjack, I would much rather be the dealer than this schmuck sitting at the table, right? Unless you're getting really comped and you played two hands and you made money and you walk away. I mean, that's the key. Cut your win, make your wins and run. That's the whole thing about trading. It's probabilities and odds, and that's all this is. Numbers game. If it wasn't a numbers game, people wouldn't be looking at gamma, theta, beta, deltas. It's all a numbers game. Probabilities, and I need to put as many probabilities on my side, improve the odds for me. Look at the seasonalities. I mean, if there's a history of it, does it work? Well, there must be something there year in, year out. And that's why, for you that have that Commodity Trader's Almanac, why do I look at 25 or 30-year history versus 5-year? Does anyone know that answer? Don't type it. I'll answer it for you. Why would I want to pay attention to 25-year history versus a 5-year history? I'll tell you why. Because 25 years ago, we weren't trading with China. We weren't trading with Vietnam. You look at your Nike sneakers right now, and the rubber soles are most likely manufactured and put together in Vietnam. We're trading as a global environment community. And so if the patterns that we saw 25 years ago are represented in the patterns of the last 5 years, then there's still some validity to those seasonalities, which is the forces of supply and demand. And if there's a time period where demand picks up, then that may put an undertone bid in the market. I don't want to get into my mindset that I should sell rallies. If there's an undertone bid in the market, I want to get in my mindset to buy breaks or look for a seasonal play in the market, folks. That's what it's all about.
John, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. I just want to give you one more moment to recap today's webinar.
A moment of silence. For those that had a rough September, we had a great year, by the way. We had a great year, folks. I did. And in trading, it was a great year. We were Johnny on the spot on the markets. I will be honest, the month of September, I can't wait till this concludes. We get this window dressing out of the way, let the markets move forward, and see where things really lie. Steve, what was your question?
No, that's it. I just wanted to give you a moment to just say,
thank you.
Whatever you want to say.
Well, folks, go visit nationalfutures.com, and I think you'll find that my presence and educational content and information. If you're looking to really improve the way you look at the markets, trade the markets, it's a cliche, but you've got to have the right education, without a doubt. And, to trade blindly without education, without having, proper information. If this is something new to you, go find out a little bit more about myself. Go find out, ask different chat rooms, go ahead and get to blogs. And you'll hear, some pretty good stuff about me, I think. We get some good testimonials from people unsolicited. Go to nationalfutures.com, read what we have. If you're interested in learning more about seasonalities and some of my advanced trading techniques, the Advanced Traders course is a fabulous product. Books are available at Amazon.com. If you go to my website, you can read those books and see what they're about. And from there, Steve, I think they know where to find me. And Steve, I say thank you for allowing me to do a presentation for your organization. It's an outstanding institution.
John, pleasure's ours or mine. Really appreciate you spending time with us. And I've read a couple of John's books. They're excellent. So I would highly recommend all of his material because, again, he seems to give a very, very balanced approach. And like he said, he's willing to talk about his losers as well as his winners, and not all folks are willing to do that. So please go to nationalfutures.com. Check out all of John's services. John, I really appreciate it.
Steve, thank you. Have a great evening, and look forward to seeing you next in Las Vegas, man.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Right,
John, thanks again. I just want to remind everyone, Mike Tusaw will be with us next week, and he'll be talking about straddles and strangles. And you heard what John was saying today, that, some point in the next, we don't know if it's tomorrow, 6 weeks from now, 12 weeks from now, but, we've seen volatility contract for a long period of time, and at some point it'll probably expand again. So we have Mike Tusaw talking about straddles and strangles. And again, more than likely, if you're trading those, you're going to be looking for a volatility expansion. And Mike will be with us on October 6th, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. And please join us then. So I want to thank, again, John Person for spending so much time with us today. And all of you, the attendees, you guys make it great. All your questions. Thanks again. This is the ISC, Steve Meisinger, saying, have a great trading day tomorrow, and I look forward to you coming back next week. Take care now. Bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.isc.com/podcasts.